and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Michaela Loves Gymnastics. Today, I'm at work once again on break, and we are talking about the 2021 USA Classic Championships that will be aired next weekend. It is the first step to picking a team for the USA going to the Olympics. So, there's lots of girls we can talk about. Lots of girls we can talk about. But today we're just going to talk about a few of my favorites, right? And what am I looking for them? What do they need to do? And how important is this competition to these individual girls leading up to um, the Olympic Games? So let's start off with the lock. The girl I'm sure we all can assume is going to the Olympic Games, and that is Miss Simone Biles. That is the first gymnast that we will talk about today. Now, in my opinion, all Simone really needs to do is not get hurt. All Simone really needs to do is just not get hurt. That is Simone's mission for the rest of the year. It's just to not get hurt. That's it. That's all she really needs to do. It's just to not get hurt. Now, I think we're going to see this Biles 2 vault at this competition? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We may not get to see that until trials, or if not championships, but we're not going to see this Biles 2 on vault in this competition. We may not even see the Biles 2 on floor in this competition. But Simone is clearly the favorite. She's clearly the girl that everybody is aiming to be, and she's clearly the one who is dominantly out in front. So all Simone needs to do for this competition is not get hurt. Let's talk about the other girl who I kind of think is a lock. You know, it's not a complete and total lock like Simone, but I think this girl is a lock, and her name is Sunisa Lee. I think what Sunisa needs to do at this competition is not get hurt as well. She needs to show um, that she's still an all arounder. She's just not a bars and beam specialist. She needs to show that she's an all arounder, that she can still get it done on vault and get it done on floor. She is currently the second best gymnast in the world on floor. So I feel like she's definitely on floor, needs to prove to the USA committee that she can still get it done. My boo girl, Morgan Hurd. I think this competition is most important for Morgan. I think Morgan needs to prove that she's an all-arounder. I think Morgan needs to prove that she still can keep up with the younger girls. I think Morgan needs to prove that she's still one of the top floor exercise workers in the world. I think Morgan needs to prove that she's still one of the top bar workers in the world. I think Morgan needs to unveil a new balance beam routine with a lot more difficulty. And I think Morgan, with her elbow being what it is, just need to block better on her Yurchenko double twist faults. I don't think she really needs to upgrade it. I just think she needs to work on her block and perfecting that vault. Connor. What Connor needs to do is to prove that she's just not hype, right? She needs to prove that she is in the running to be the next superstar of USA Gymnastics. She is going to be one of the leaders of USA Gymnastics after this cycle. And even if Connor does not make this Olympic team, she's ready for the next world team and the next world selection camp. What Sky needs to prove that she's the top newcomer. She is the one who is going to steal somebody's spot going onto the team. She is the girl who everybody should be afraid of. She is the one who is coming for that Grace Morgan third, fourth place spot on the actual team. Sky needs to prove that she's a dominant all-arounder. She's not just a beam and a beam trickster, but that she can perform on bars and on floor as well. I think Jade Carey needs to prove to the world why she's making the case for her name being on the actual team, not just as an individual specialist. She needs to prove that she can get it done on bars and beam. We all know Jade Carey can get it done on floor and vault. She needs to prove to the world that she can also has the goods on bars and beam. Now, clearly, she's not going to be the top scorer on bars or beam, but she has to be at least third on both of those events to make her run at giving up her individual spot to make it make sense. Riley McCusker, on the other hand, needs to prove that she's also in the same boat as Denise Lee and Morgan Hurd, that she's just not a beam and bar specialist, that she is a complete and total all-arounder. She can land a secure Yurchenko double twist. She can hit a floor exercise routine if necessary. Um, I know Riley is everybody, seems to be a lot of people's fan favorite of making the team, and I hope she can pull it off. I just think that she needs to do a harder uneven bar routine. I know everybody loves her uneven bar routine and thinks she's gonna win based on her execution alone, but to me, her uneven bar start value isn't good enough for her to even make the team, in my opinion. So I just feel like this is just Michaela Loves Gymnastics, my opinion now, that she needs to do a harder bar routine. She needs to do, if not an in bar, bigger combinations. Chelsea Memo. Chelsea Memo, you just need to prove that this comeback is legitimate and is serious. And even if you don't have the hardest start values, we just want to see you compete. Whether you make this Olympic team or not, whether you make the next world team or not, it's not really important for you. We just don't want you to get hurt, and we just want to see you compete. Laura Hernandez is the same boat. We just want to see you compete, and we don't want to see you get hurt. Jordan Charles, upgrades, upgrades, upgrades. Girl, you are on the bubble, and if you want to secure that third, fourth spot on the team, we're going to need to see an Amina Rock. We're going to need to see a hit uneven bar routine. You've been doing very good on beam, and we need to see that consistency throughout the season. And we need to see a hit floor routine. Floor routine, in my opinion, Jordan, is your ticket to the Olympics even more than vault. Yes, I do think for you to make the Olympic team, you need 2 good vaults. But I think for you, I think you are the second most powerful gymnast on Team USA next to Simone Biles, and you just need to prove it to the world. Shalise Jones, you need to, it's not just upgrade, you just need to put yourself on the top tier of gymnasts in USA Gymnastics over this next year. You need to stop being part of the BC team and start being part of the A team. Now, I don't know what you need to do personally to get there, sis. It just may not be your time. But if you want to actually make the Olympic team, you need to prove to them that you're just not a good scorer, that you are a top scorer in the USA. Leanne, baby girl, you just need to hit. I think if you hit, I think you're, and if you can do your Chong, and if you can do your Armina, I think you are one of the girls. We need to see your upgrades. We need to see your total and complete packaging of upgrades, not just your floor upgrades or your bars upgrades in individual competitions. We need to see if you can put together all of these upgrades together as an all-around gymnast. Kara, we need to see a Yurchenko double twist. We need to see a new uneven bar. A new balance beam routine. And those are the girls who I really think legitimately have a chance of making the 2021 Olympic team. Now, I know I'm leaving out a lot of your favorites like Aaliyah and Jafari and Faye Torres and Emily Little and so on and so forth. And it's not that I'm misjudging them or downplaying them in any way, shape, or form. It's just I legitimately do not think they have a chance of making this Olympic team. I think this is the list of girls who legitimately have a chance of making this Olympic team. Those are my opinions. And in the second half of this video now, I want to talk about, shocker, the men's team. We never really give the men its props, but this men's team is going to be an incredibly hard team to make as well, for different reasons. I think the 2 locks on this men's team are Sam McCoolette and Shane. I can never remember his last name, but Shane. I know it starts with a W. And who are the other 2 men that could possibly make this USA Gymnastics team? And how does that Kevin Fajahi, whatever, Kevin, the former Marta Caroli of the men's team, has been fired right before the Olympic Games. Does that mean that they're telling us that they are going to focus on trying to win as many medals as possible and not trying to shoot for this unrealistic team bronze medal? Which is what I think they should do. And I think with Sam and Shane, I think Sam and Shane are two all arounders. I think we should send Danielle Wittenberg. I think Danielle Wittenberg is a strong possibility of a medal on floor exercise, on vault, and on still rings. I think we also with Danielle Wittenberg, I think we should also send Van Winkler, Colin Van Colin, I'm sorry, Colin. I'm sorry. I know you don't like me, sir, but I don't care. I think he still should make the Olympic team. I think he's also another strong vaulter, another strong exercise worker. And I think between Danielle and Colin, I think we, as Team USA, will almost be guaranteed a medal on vault and on floor and on rings. And I think Sam Shane could clean up the rear on the other events. And I think like somebody like a Eddie. And I know he's never really been one of the top gymnasts, but I think he's Team USA. One of his hopes as an individual medal, Eddie Purvis, or maybe somebody who's an uneven lower pommel horse specialist. I don't know. I just am not sure how the USA men's team is going to pick a team this year. So if you have any comments, questions, concerns, leave them down in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Michaela Loves Gymnastics.